Hello everyone and welcome to day one of the 12 days of Christmas. If you're new here, my name is Melanie, and over the next 12 days, I'll be sharing my top tips and ideas to inspire you and help you get ready for your Christmas and holiday season. Before we get started on today's video, I'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor, Balsam Hill, your place for premium artificial Christmas trees, wreaths, and garlands. Not only are Balsam Hill trees the #1 choice for set designers around the world, but they can also routinely be seen on the Hallmark Channel and even in Macy's famous Santaland in New York City. I've been a longtime fan of the Balsam Hill brand and the products that they create. What sets Balsam Hill apart is something that they offer called True Needle technology. This is a manufacturing technique where they take real branches and copy them down to the needle. As a result, the needles mimic the color, the texture, and the structure of those found on real evergreens. They're a beautiful tree. They can stand alone with or without decoration. And so I'm going to share some of my favorite parts of the tree with you today, as well as the theme for 2020. So a huge thank you to Balsam Hill for sponsoring this video.
At the Millionaire House.
Today, I'm sharing all my top tips on how to decorate giant Christmas trees. I have a 12-foot tree here. That's usually what I use in our family room. And you can actually take the tips for giant Christmas trees and use them for normal trees as well. But I was recently researching online to see if I could find any tips for trees that are this size because they're becoming a lot more popular in the homes that have the more open floor plans. And I couldn't really find anything, so I thought this would be a very helpful video for those of you who may have some questions on how to decorate a tree that's at least 12 to 15 feet tall. So let's get started. It's been said that Christmas trees are kind of like brides. They're all beautiful in their own way. And while I agree with that, I do think there's something to investing in a high quality artificial tree. Let me tell you why. High-quality artificial trees are typically more durable, can handle repeated use, and provide sturdy support for the heavier decorations. That means you'll be able to use them year after year, over and over again, and that they'll maintain their beauty and have a really long lifespan. Tip number 2 is not a new one for any of you who have been following the channel for a while, which is to fluff and shape every single branch on the tree. This is a really important step that I see missed far too often, but it's so important to make sure that you create the shape of the tree, and the only way to do that is by touching every single branch yourself. On to tip number 3, and this is where it gets really important for those giant trees, the 12-foot, 15-foot, and higher trees. And I had to learn this lesson the hard way. The tip is to start decorating from the top of the tree and work your way down. Normally in some of the movies you'll watch, maybe on Hallmark, you'll see the tree topper being the last part of the tree that's put on. But with the taller trees, because you're going to need a ladder, and if you're investing in really beautiful ornaments or they're glass, your ladder will hit the ornaments and you're going to have a big mess on your hands. Take it from me. So I found that starting from the very top and putting the tree topper on first and then working my way down saves me a lot of heartache and lots of money in the long run. For tip number 4, I always suggest layering and styling your ribbon. I personally love to use fine ribbons on my Christmas trees, specifically by Donna Stevens. I think her ribbons are absolutely gorgeous. But that can get really expensive really quickly, especially if you are dealing with a giant tree. So here are a couple of other options. You could either use tulle or even fabric to use instead of ribbon, or if you like your fine ribbons, you can use a more affordable ribbon on the inside of the tree, or if there's a back side of the tree that no one can see, you can use them back there, and then save your finer ribbons for the outside of the tree and the part of the tree that people will see the most. For tip number 5, consider decorating around a theme. Choosing a theme before you start decorating your tree can really help you tie in everything together and set the tone for what your tree is going to look like. This year I had a vision of beautiful bright reds and very crisp whites, so I decided on the Nordic Frost ornament set from Balsam Hill. This set offers a very tasteful nod to Scandinavian design and comes with beautiful glass balls and finials, teardrop-shaped ornaments in whites and silvers and beautiful deep reds. Of course, I mixed those in with my existing ornaments that I've been collecting over the years, and then I decided to add accents with this gorgeous berry pick, and I just loaded the tree up with them, a very bountiful and cheerful touch to the tree. I kind of created a cascading garland with those. And my final tip for today's video is to add movement for visual appeal on your tree. There are lots of different ways that you can achieve movement in your tree, but this year I added these mini lanterns. I think you saw me add giant lanterns a few years ago, but I added smaller ones that were red this year with the flameless flickering candles inside. And I also added a couple of strands of very sporadic flickering lights. I also added these glowing winter branches that are complemented with LED lights. While they don't add any movement to the tree, they definitely give an extra layer of dimension and a bit of a rustic feel for that Nordic forest vibe. So let's take a final look to see how it all came together.